Today we'll be talking about mass gainers and why you may want to consider using one. What's up everybody, Cody here once again coming at you with a mass gainer video. Don't mind the shoe rack behind me, I haven't put it where it's gonna go yet. So yeah, today we're gonna talk about what mass gainers are, and frankly, we're finally gonna get into some bulking tips. Because if you're a skinny guy like me and you're doing everything you can to try to put on some muscle, mass gainers are seriously gonna play a big part in that, so we're gonna talk about that today. And before we get into that, do me a favor guys, if you're new to the channel, take 2 seconds, hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell so you know when I'm uploading all kinds of fitness videos, car videos, all that good stuff. Drop a like if you're already subscribed, it takes 2 seconds. Thank you guys, let's jump into mass gainers. So first off, let's talk about what the heck a mass gainer is. So with me today, just for an example, I have Dymatize Super Mass Gainer. This one's a relatively cost-effective one. It's very popular. The taste, rich chocolate, you know, they usually come in regular flavors, chocolate, vanilla, maybe some strawberry, things like that. But it is basically a protein powder, but it has a little bit extra. Rather than just being the protein, the whey protein with the low carb, low fat, it actually has a lot more protein, a crap ton of carbs, and medium fat. It does have some fat in there, but not an insane amount. And the most interesting part to keep in mind with mass gainers is, the first thought of course is, oh, giant tub, you must get a ton of servings. But this giant tub actually only has 8 servings, because here is the funniest part about mass gainers that usually surprises a lot of people. The scoop is literally a shovelful. This is a 1 cup scoop, and the serving size in this is actually 2.5 cups. So obviously you can imagine how much water or milk or whatever you're going to need to mix with that much powder. So yeah guys, it does have a lot of stuff in it, but you do have a lot of powder, so it kind of makes sense in terms of, okay, you're taking in all this powder, that's how it has all these macros in it. And then one other thing to mention on top of the carbs, fat, and protein is most usually have a small amount of creatine. I'll link below to my creatine videos down below because I've already gotten in all that stuff. But basically they put it in there because creatine helps with the muscle gain. It gives you a little bit of water retention, which of course can lead to a couple pound weight gain on the scale. Let's talk about the macro profile in the majority of these mass gainers. So as mentioned, mass gainers are generally high calorie, high carb, medium fat, and high protein. I'll link below to my macro video as well so you guys can get an understanding as to why it's like this. But in short, it's so that you can put on the lean muscle mass with a little bit of fat, not too much extra fat. But the macros on this, it has 1,280 calories, 11 grams fat, 245 carb, and 52 grams of protein. Now, the biggest thing is that 245 grams of carbs. That is so much carbs, and that's when these mass gainers really come in. If you're a skinny kid like me, when I first started bulking, I could not get my calories in for the life of me. I relied on these so much. I was probably taking 2 full servings a day, which will rip through your mass gainer supply, but let me tell you, it works. And that's just the powder with the 1,280 calories. You can see it right there on the tub, a lot of BCAAs, things like that. But yeah, this is absolutely crucial in reaching your calorie goal. And then it recommends mixing it with 32 ounces of whole milk, and whole milk being the most calorie dense type of milk you can get. That literally bumps you up to 1,870 calories, 43 grams of fat, 292 carbs, and 83 grams of protein, guys. That is so insane because, so I'm on a bulk, I'm up to 165 pounds and going up, and that would literally be half of my caloric intake for the day. So if you were able to do one entire shake with the 32 ounces of whole milk, that's literally the recommended daily amount of calories for the average human being. It's almost 2,000 calories. It's insane. So yeah, if you have trouble getting in calories, that is where the mass gainer really shines, because it can give you, frankly, most of your calories. Obviously, you want to take in whole foods, and you don't have to do a full serving. You can do half servings, because again, the scoops are massive. Like if you mix these in a regular size shaker bottle, good luck. It's going to be the chunkiest powder you've ever had in your life. Frankly, the majority of bottles don't even hold the 32 ounces. So yeah, you'll have to take that into account, but obviously use it in a mix with a healthy diet. You're still taking in a lot of whole food. You don't want to rely on powder for your calorie intake. But let's talk more about the aspect of why you want to take it, in case you haven't already understood that, and the best ways to mix it, when to take it, all that good stuff. So why would you take this over a regular protein powder? And frankly, the main reason, I kind of already talked about it, is hitting your caloric goal. So if you are bulking, trying to gain up, get that muscle, you need a caloric surplus. And again, if you click on my macro video, I give a rough understanding of that. But basically, the caloric surplus, you're taking in more calories than your body needs to maintain itself. And that's where this really comes in. You're going to take this, if you're a skinny kid like me, you're a hard gainer. Frankly, I think I was 140 coming out of high school, and I used mass gainer religiously on my first bulk, and I was able to get up to 165 pounds. And frankly, I give a lot of that to the mass gainers because, again, I had a lot of trouble eating back in the day. I wasn't hungry. You know, you're shoveling all this food in, you kind of get sick of eating. That's where the mass gainer comes in. It's significantly easier to drink calories. But yeah, so to hit your caloric goal for the day, these can be very huge in doing that. And again, I'm not going to go too deep into the caloric surplus aspect of it. I'm going to do a lot more videos on bulking, so stay tuned for that. But today we're just going to stick to the mass gainer aspect of bulking. And so again, let's talk about the best ways to do this. Again, 2.5 scoops of powder is a lot of powder, and 32 ounces of whole milk, you're going to have a giant shake. Back when I first started bulking, Blender Bottle actually came out with a special blender bottle just for mass gainer. It actually holds 34 ounces, and that goes up to here, and then you have only a little bit room for powder. So frankly, I used to do half mixes of the serving size. So let's say I was going to work out in the morning, I would do my lift, and then I would do a half serving of the mass gainer, because with the milk you're still getting what, like 40 grams of protein in it. So you're getting the protein that you would normally get, plus a ton of extra carbs, extra fat. And then in the afternoon or at night, I would have the other half. So I am getting a full serving. So that's 2,000 calories just to this powder. And that's not much time at all. So you still have all this time in between to get all your other calories in. You're obviously eating before the gym, at least I hope, if you're bulking. So yeah, I definitely recommend the biggest blender ball you can find. If not, or if you're trying to do entire full servings, which is insane, a blender, frankly. You know, a blender will hold everything you need. You can mix it up. Frankly, you could even mix the whole serving up and then just chip away at it throughout the day. You know, you can even add stuff to it, but frankly, it's so filling as it is. If you add stuff to it, I know I wouldn't be able to get it down, but some people are animals. So yeah, like I said, the mass gainer is absolutely crucial in trying to gain weight. As for like brand and things, frankly, if you're not too picky with taste, cheaper brands like this, again, Dymatize is a great brand. It's just very cost effective. The Super Mass Gainer is not a lot of money per serving, but the price is going to vary with how many servings are in it. Again, some companies have shovelfuls like this, some have smaller scoops with more scoops needed for the serving. That's some research you'll have to do yourself. My honest opinion, just get whatever's cost effective, because if you're really serious about gaining weight, you're going to be drinking this stuff like a madman. Trust me, I was drinking it like crazy during my first bulk. Right now I'm fortunate enough to be getting most of my calories through whole food. I kind of just have this around because I got it off a friend for a decent price, and I have it around so if I'm having a bad day, you know, like a bad day eating wise, and I'm not getting all my calories in, I'll do a serving of this, and this will help me push to my caloric goal. But yeah, I recommend a cost-effective one with a good macro profile. Again, this one is average. Most have well over 1,000 calories, 50 plus grams protein, and then very high carb, medium fat. If you care a lot, you might want to look at the cholesterol. This one actually has 130 milligrams cholesterol, which is a lot. So if you care about cholesterol intake, you might want to keep an eye on that. But yeah, basically most brands, mass gainers, are pretty similar. It's going to vary with the serving size, the exact macro profile, but most are pretty similar to what I mentioned earlier with the high protein, high carb, low fat, or medium fat. But yeah, a lot of BCAAs, personal experience, you recover so quickly from your lifts, frankly. There were some days I would lift and I didn't even feel it. And again, I'll go more over bulking in future videos, but basically if you're recovering faster, you can hit that muscle group again sooner, more lifting, more gains. Very simple concept, guys, not hard to understand. So yeah, guys, that's basically all I have to say about mass gainers. Again, You know, it's a lot of powder to drink, I know, but it's huge if you're trying to gain weight. It'll work. You know, it's huge for hitting calorie goals, especially if you don't like eating. Get the biggest blender ball you can find. You know, that'll help. Do a blender if you have to. Yeah, guys, so this is really the first video of me talking about bulking. Again, I'm on a bulk. I'm trying to do some weight loss videos too, kind of get the best of both worlds to help all of you out with whatever your fitness goals are. So yeah, that's Mass Gainers. I'm going to be doing a lot more videos, as I said, on bulking. I'll have a weight loss one coming out this week. Yeah, guys, so subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and you made it this far in the video. Like the video. It takes 2 seconds. And yeah, guys, tune in for next video.